Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. Hey, welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Can you believe that we're on another week already? Like, how is these weeks flying by? We're on week 12 of Herb Oracle. So this is the 12th week of Ho in 2020. And we have a new herb of the week. It's so sweet. Violet. Violet is our herb of the week. And what makes me really excited is I just ate my first violets the other day. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, you're here already. And then I was reminded. That's so bad English. Wasn't I just reminded? Or have I been reminded of this so many times before that I was reminded? I was reminded, I'm sticking with it, that I love eating violet leaves. They're so good, especially in the spring, before they get too big. They are like my favorite leaf to eat. And the flowers are really good too. But everyone knows borage is my favorite flower to eat. So violet's in the top 5. Oh yes, they're good to eat. They're tasty. But the leaves are emollient in your mouth. So it's like almost like the violet leaf comes with its own salad dressing in a way. It's like a little oily and it's got great flavor. So if you're going to make a spring salad and you know for sure what a violet leaf is, get yourself some. But this week at Ho, we're going to be hanging out with more of the oracle properties of violet. I have 3 violet cards and I was starting to wonder last time, like, well, what decks do I even have violet in? I was like, how did you get to be herb of the week? Because Violet's, she's not real showy. She's pretty low key. You probably walk on her in the grass. How did Violet get to sneak in here? And I'm so glad she did, because I need Violet energy in my life. And I think it's going to be like everything, synchronicities out the wazoo. I'm having a feeling already that I'm going to be able to relate. I'm going to need her energy right now. So I had a good weekend, but you know what? If I could just call myself out on my own shit, I was like real silly, wild, and not really needy, but like I felt like I was so bored that I had to create my own entertainment and silliness, which is a good thing. But I'm almost relieved to wake up this Monday morning and kind of be over it a little bit. Like, all right, like I did my best to entertain myself and uplift others and, be an example of a silly ass. But, okay, it's Monday. I got things I want to do. I woke up this morning and I realized that I did sleep in a little bit because I was up till like 3 in the morning. Just not being able to sleep. Probably because yesterday morning I decided to have a tiny bit of coffee. God forbid. It doesn't start work until around midnight. You know what I mean? Like, oh, thanks for working now. It was not a problem. I found someone new on YouTube. And I want to tell you about her. She's got great grandmother energy, and I love her so much. Her name, I'm just going to tell you the name of her YouTube channel. It's Angelics Speak. So Angelics Speak. And she channels archangels. And I think her real name is Nancy, if I've got that correct. Nancy. No, it's Sharon. I just hopped on her Facebook page. It's Sharon Davis. I just feel like I know her. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know her. Instant love. Like, the minute I heard her talk, I instantly loved her. Like, and you know me, like, I love everybody, but, like, I don't instantly, like, follow their Facebook page, their YouTube page, their Twitter page, and friend request them. Like, I was like, oh, you're gonna be my friend. So I am on Facebook. I've invited all of you all over to Facebook before to connect with me there, especially because I'm not using Instagram any more than I have to anymore. But anyways, so I want to be open to friend requests by people that I don't know. However, this weekend, they've all been from dudes. And I love my dudes. I love you dudes. But I just feel like all these middle-aged patriot men like are gonna flood my feed, and now I have to like think like, do I really want them in my life or not? Because I was sort of hoping just for my hoes to come over. I was hoping for you to come over and hook up with me on Facebook. So anyways, I woke up this morning and I knew I had slept in a little bit, but I was still like, well, still got to do my morning routine, and I'm still going to pull oracle cards before I even get out of bed, because I've taken another deck upstairs. I have so many decks upstairs right now, but I took up specifically Soulful Woman because I've had that deck for ages, but I really feel like I need those women in my life right now to remind me of who I am, who I want to be, and to learn from my lessons, right? So integrate who I've been. And that was our Herb of the Week last week, Mullen. So I still have a stack of books, stack of papers, working on that Mullen podcast for Herbal Marie. Gonna get her done. But you know, Mullen did have a really sweet message last week about integrating all aspects of our life, and that includes ourself. So I don't ever want to condemn any part of myself, you know, like, oh, you're too silly, or oh, you're too much of a JB, or all this, all that. They're all parts of me. And the more I connect with my true essence, my true being, you know, I detach from all aspects of my personality, but I'm not going to condemn any part of my personalities. And if I want to be silly, I'm going to be so silly. So one of my cards of the Soulful Women, that's what it's called. It's a red deck. It's awesome. Like the box is reddish. Soulful Women. I think every woman should own this deck. I really do. If I was Oprah, like, but a positive Oprah, like, not associated with the cabal, I would give everyone a Soulful Woman deck. I'd be like, you get a deck, you get a deck, you get a deck. I'd hook everybody up. Oh, Oprah, you're gonna go down too. So I've been hanging out with Patriots, and I'm just ready for all the arrests to start happening. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, look up Q. Look up a few things and let me know what you think, because you're going to find me on Facebook and be my friend. Okay, on that note, one of my Soulful Women was about appreciating what I do have. And then another one was about, you know, honoring my time of fallow, honoring my down times, my, you know, not motivated times, my sad times, my dark times, like really allowing myself to be up when I'm up and down when I'm down, and quiet when I'm quiet and loud when I'm loud. You know, it's like, just go with whatever, but don't condemn yourself for taking a break or going into your darkness or sleeping. You know, sleeping is wonderful. So that one came out, and yeah, just another message about, you know, of course, they're all about honoring yourself, but appreciation stuck out to me. And so I know that our first card is going to at least use that word a few times. We're going to start off with the Herbal Healing deck today by Sarah Baldwin and Ashley Verkamp. There's a beautiful card, and it's about introspection. So the violets that I'm looking at with this card, there's 4 violets, a bunch of leaves. Like, I just want to make a salad. I love eating this plant, you guys. I love eating violets. But she has a message about introspection. So yeah, I mean, she does have it's a cool plant, you know, because you think like those purple flowers are the ones that have the seeds. Nope. Those are just her, for you to eat flowers. Her flowers that keep her going, that spread seeds, are actually green, and they grow under the leaves, and you'd never, ever, ever, ever notice them. Ever. So then we're going to go over to the Hedge Witch's field guide, the Hedge Witch Botanical Oracle by Solo Thompson. And she has a message with her violets about attract. And that too is current in my life, attract. Well, of course, we're always attracting. Our energy is always bringing forth to us our experiences, our people. Apparently now I'm attracting patriots from all over the world. Ugh, I love men. Oh, shit. My birthday's coming up, and yeah, it's sad that I won't have a man swooning over me for my birthday, but you know what? I have myself to swoon over myself, and I already ordered my birthday gifts, you guys, and I'll tell you what they are. So we're going to talk about attract with that one, and then we'll end with the Power of Flowers. That's a flower essence deck by Isha Lerner, and this card is amazing, beautiful. It's beautiful woman, maybe Eve. I think that might be the archetype for Violet, you know, Adam and Eve. I think, maybe. There's peacocks in it. There's all types of flowers, fruit. She's holding a vase or something. There's apple trees behind her. We'll go there. I'm pretty sure that is Eve, though. Of course, now I want to double check for I'm spreading rumors, for I'm spreading fake news. It is Eve. Okay. Yeah, looked in her little book. So that's how we'll end, and then that'll end us with a blessing from that card, and then I'll whip together my affirmations, and that'll be our podcast. Okay, you want to know what I ordered myself? Okay, so I'm talking to a beautiful man. I'm talking to a beautiful man named James, and how did this even come about? Oh, he said he got his stimulus check, and he totally he was laughing. He said, well, I used my stimulus check to buy like a reindeer hide and a chainsaw. I know, God love him, right? He's such a dude. And I was like laughing because like that's so me too. Like, oh, like we need like real things, like we could fix up the house. No, let's buy some oracle cards. You know what I mean? So I got to think it like Violet is going to encourage us to do, made me self-reflect, introspect, and I thought to myself, okay, well, if I had some cash and I was just going to blow it on myself, like, you know, for my birthday, what would I buy that I don't need? Okay, I don't need this, but I would love this, right? So, in my words, of course, I need everything I love. And I was like, I know exactly what I would splurge. And that's not even a big splurge. It's just, I know exactly what I would buy that I don't need, that I've always wanted. So for my birthday, I ordered myself a few things, but the thing that popped in my head right away was poi balls, spinning balls, poi balls. Did you ever see this like at a festival? They're like balls or flags, but usually like just like a rubbery ball on a string, kind of, that like the dancer swings around. Poi balls, P-O-I. Look it up. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about, and you will say, oh my God, yes, Sadie needs those. Yes, we'll all be in agreement. I absolutely need these. So anyways, this conversation, and I was like, this is so funny because you know what? I do have a birthday. I'm going to be 42. I need some toys in my life. I need some toys in my life, especially, you know, like I want to have fun. I want to get my frequency up in a good, stable, established place. And having more fun just seems like a smart move for us all. Like, how can you have more fun in your life? Do you need poi balls? So they're lighted. I guess they like change colors. So I'll like start with these, and then like in a couple months I'll start swinging fire. You know, I'll get the poi balls that like we light on fire. But now I'll probably just hold tight with the battery operated poi balls. Maybe some flags would be cool too. But I've always wanted to do this. I feel like I already know how to do it. Like I just feel like my body knows how to dance dances that I've never been taught. You know, like my body just knows how to do things from probably like knowing in previous incarnations, or just being naturally athletic, whichever way you want to go. But I think these are going to be really fun for me. So I bought myself some poi balls. Now it'll take a few weeks to get to me because I chose the free shipping, the slowest, freest shipping, because I'm like, hey, when they get here, they get here. Yes, I want to save $8. So anyways, I loaded up my shopping cart. And so I have poi balls in there. I've got essential oils, one of myrrh, one of helichrysum, because I've wanted that for like a real long time. There is an oracle deck in there by Abraham Hicks. And then I got some black Sharpies because I need those for my podcast to take notes. And I fly through those things. And then my last thing was Ted Andrews, the guy that I was talking about last week on my YouTube channel, on my live stream on Friday. His book, Animal Speak, there's an accompanying set of animal runes. Like these wooden, they look like dominoes. They're like about the size of a quarter. And there's like an animal on it and an oracle word. And anyways, more toys for me. So really fun stuff. Every time I say more toys, the naughty girl in my head says, and when are you going to order some sex toys? And I'm like, never. Never. We will find a real lover before it ever gets to that point. All right. But maybe I don't want to write that in stone, because my goodness, 2020 is already cruising along. And I'm just putting that out there, universe. I'm trying to get my frequency where I want it. I'm trying to be appreciative. And then, yeah, please attract the right person for me to hang out with. Not just these interesting fellas. I mean the right person. So anyways, that's what I ordered. I'm getting poi balls. I ordered some balls, you guys. I'm getting balls, and they light up, and they're beautiful. All right, try to like cut myself off there to see if I can get focused on Violet, but I'm not quite ready yet, because I also want to tell you something else. So another really cool part of my spinning balls story, and that's the brand that I'm going with, because they have an app too. They have all these videos. And spinning balls, shout out! I'm gonna be your new spokeswoman. So I have everything loaded in my shopping cart. It's a little bit more than what I thought it was gonna be. You know, things add up. I'm out of breath. I just switched the laundry. And I'm like, all right, well, I can switch funds around. Like, I'll transfer some money over, and you know, it's my birthday. I should get myself something. You know. And I'm like, I'll just have to wait a few days to place this order. Like, you know, I know what I want exactly. Like, I'll just hang out, and not a big deal. I can wait. I can be patient. You know, then I'll make sure I really, really want it. Well, in that moment, like within 20 minutes, I get the PayPal notification that my best friend sent me $100. And I was like, what? Here, he got his stimulus check, and he sent over some cash because he loves me and because I have his dog, you know. So it kind of was like doggy support, but also like, I love you so much, you're my best friend support. So anyways, I was like, oh my god, like, well, there I can order my birthday stuff now, and it like really feels like a gift, because now it's not even from myself, it's from my best friend Asiel the Oracle. You know, so like I'm like, god, I don't even have to be like my own Princess Charming. Not that I wasn't gonna be, because I can be my own Princess Charming, okay? But anyways, I told him, and he was like, yes, get yourself, you know, yes. He's like, get you something. You know, don't spend it on dog food. Besides, we have plenty of dog food. Anyways, so it wasn't that cool. Like, the abundance found me, like, because I was going to definitely be able to get myself what I wanted, you know, but it was going to take a few days for me to pull that together. because everything was in the different accounts. But and bing, the universe was like, Sadie Marie, you're gonna be 42. It's your birthday. We're gonna take care of you. So, anyways, Asiel, I love you so much, and I appreciate that. So sweet, so generous, and yeah, I mean, thanks to my friend too, James, who even nudged me to do something. Not that he did that on purpose. He was just sharing his story, and it made me introspective. And then, bam. All right. So, anyways, on that note, let's get our first card, since its word is introspection. These sweet little violets, there's this energy behind them. The leaves are in heart shapes, but they're clustered together. Oh, I am definitely going to eat my share of violet leaves this spring. And the flowers. Now, I still have some dried from last year. I love making a tea with this plant. Even my one daughter, who won't really say that she appreciates herbs, will drink violet tea. So, let's see here. Violet, introspection. We start with a quote. We're in the book now. We're in the guidebook. This herbal healing deck will cover it all. Absolutely. Carl Jung said, your visions will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes. Dang, Carl, high five. Yeah, so we need to look within us. We get this message all day, every day, right? Let me move you over here. We need to look within us. If we were always just looking outside of us, we're caught up in the illusion. We're caught up in the dream. Like, as beautiful as this life is, actually, that is what Angelic Speak on YouTube was just talking about. That's what... Did I say Nancy, or is it Karen? What's my new friend's name? I love her. I love her so much. We'll just call her Angelic Speak, because that's how you're going to find her on YouTube. But anyways, she was channeling Archangel Michael, and he was saying, yes, enjoy your life, but remember, it is a dream. And within this dream, there are lessons for us. Is expansion. Like, even with this whole COVID-19 stuff, it's like there's so much that's going to be a catalyst for us, that's going to teach us. So it's like, always know that this is the dream, and your true home is with Source. And so, yeah, I mean, if you continue to only look outside of yourself, you're just going to continue this dream, which is fine in a way. However, you are a soul, you are a spirit. And so when you do start to look inside yourself, meditation, introspection, things like that, you will awaken to the true you. So let's talk about violet. Our herb of the week is violet. Hundreds of violet species are found across the globe, with a concentration in temperate zones of the northern hemisphere. So of the genus Viola, 2 species are most commonly used in Western medicine: sweet violet and wild pansy. So that's Viola odorata and Viola tricolor. So sweet pansy is also known as heart's ease. And then sweet violet is, I think, the one that grows around here. I really did not realize there were hundreds of species of it, but that makes sense. Sweet violet syrup is an old age preparation for coughs and colds. So, and it's really pretty if you make with the purple flowers. A cooling remedy, it's cooling. Violet lowers fever and also cools a burning mind or heart. The leaves and flowers are used for skin problems such as eczema or hives. The plant can also heal cysts and tumors of the female reproductive system and is helpful in cases of breast cancer. So if you follow Susan Weed, she will talk about this plant for the breasts, for cysts, for tumors. Yes, I need to check in with her. I haven't, like, not that I'm friends with her, but I just like to keep an eye on her. She's a kindred spirit. She don't know it, but we're kindred spirits. See what she's up to. Universally, Violet is understood as a humble and even shy plant spirit. She grows very low to the ground and produces small edible flowers and heart-shaped leaves. And yet her sweet and unassuming nature does not mean that she lacks potency or power. She just may not let you know about it right away. So yeah, you would not think that this little plant has the ability to dissolve cysts and tumors, right? Has the ability to cool down your fever, right? Help you with your skin, cool down a burning mind or heart. If you just feel like you are fired up all the goddamn time, we might need to eat a violet salad. You'll like it, especially like with some capers and a little vinegar. Ooh, that will be good. But it's also good for coughs and colds, okay? Violet. A curious quality of the plant teaches us a lesson in discernment. Violets tend to create two different types of flowers. In the springtime, we see the colorful and sweet-smelling blooms. Later in the season, the flowers become more camouflaged, appearing small and sometimes green in color. These less noticeable flowers are what hold the seeds of the plant. Thus, those who gather the colorful flowers for salads, candies, and medicine do not disturb the plant's ability to reproduce. Isn't that freaking awesome? So, in fact, violet also spreads via underground perennial roots. So, side note, if you've noticed like that, like you have violets everywhere and you're like, what the hell? Like, yeah, they're spreading underground with roots, perennial roots, and then also the seeds. But telling you what, I would never curse this plant if it was in your garden. You should feel blessed, and you should eat it, and you should drink it, and you should make syrup out of it if you want. But yeah, you can put the flowers in your salads. The leaves are my favorite of all time ever to eat. Now, once they get bigger and chewier or not as delicious, I dry them for winter tea. So I appreciate violet all through at least most of the season until it starts looking real rough and I get real lazy because, you know, it's summer. All right, so Violet comes to you now in an oracle way to encourage introspection and the use of good judgment and acumen. So this thing about discernment, it's always important, but it's going to get more than ever important. So look before you leap is a saying to keep in mind. Use discernment when sharing with others, and remember to balance contact with the outside world by listening to inner guidance. This is not to say that you must cut off contact with others. In fact, violet's flower essence is used to alleviate shyness and help us open up to others. However, a sense of good timing is required, and care must be taken to open our hearts around the right people. So, yeah, so the flower essence, if someone's overly shy, like, you know, my little friend that I told you about who won't even go to the eye doctor and pick out new glasses because she's too shy. Remember that story? She could benefit from violet flower essence, you know, something that's like, you know, or someone who's really closed. I mean, we could all benefit from it, you know, because in my own way, I'm closed down emotionally to an extent, you know. So yeah, like opening up to connecting with others, the right people, right? So I get that. I also love that it is just saying we need to go within. Like we must go within more and more and more. And that's what this whole COVID thing too is giving us all an opportunity to, have, well, my time has not changed at all, but other people, now they have more time to be at home and actually have the time now that if they could focus and quiet their mind, they could have an opportunity to meditate more, go within, be introspective, just quieter, slower, more reflective. Like really, I've always just, nothing has changed for me, truly, except that like I'm not leaving my house one day a week like I used to. Now I'm like waiting a couple weeks, which really has shown me that I didn't even need to be running around the few times a week that I was, like 2 times a week. Like I don't even hardly miss it. I love it. But now we're like kind of like maybe gonna need some fresh produce, and I'm like, dang it. All right, let's get back in the book. This is long, but like this book is so awesome. The herbal healing deck should also be in your repertoire. Like you should also have this deck. I know. I'm going to get you to spend thousands of dollars on oracle decks when this is all said and done, but you will love this deck because of the book. You could take this book with you out into the yard and just read it like a book. It's so interesting. It's one of the best guidebooks of all time ever. All right, so if you feel a yearning to reach out to the world, feel free to do so. But keep in mind Violet's unique method of camouflaging her most important creations, her seeds. So if you are working on multiple creative projects, try sharing some of the less important ones first. For now, it is safer not to share anything that is unfinished or otherwise vulnerable. Violet reminds us to keep our best cards close to our chest at this time and wait for the right moment to play them. Trust yourself in knowing what to share and what to hold back. The answers are within you. So, yeah, I mean, like, I was overly sharing on Facebook this weekend, but it was all just stupid shit. Like, that's what I give people. I give people stupid shit. But, like, the stuff I'm really working on, I don't share it until it's done, or I pretty much, like, keep working on my inner self in my own time. But, like, publicly, I'm like, look at this face of me being silly. Which really, like, side note, have you ever uploaded a picture to Facebook and edited it? Go to effects, edit your next selfie, go to effects, and scroll, like, with all the filters. There's one called Mirror. It's hilarious. Do it. Do it. You'll love it. It's so trippy. All right, so, yeah, don't play all your cards at once. Know when to hold them. Know when to wait. Know who, like some people aren't going to appreciate what you have to say. And I'm not saying that to be mean to them or to downplay humanity as a whole, but you know what I'm saying. Like, share your special things with special people. Because a lot of people just, they might be critical, they don't care. I mean, share it if you feel called to share it, but don't feel like you have to share your vulnerable things with someone who's not going to honor it and value it and keep it as sacred. So, yeah, and I see that, like, in my DMs. This is all surface bullshit. And I can't wait until, like, I have more people, a beautiful lover, please. I have lots of lady friends I could share with, but no, like I would love the idea of having a lover that I can share things with, but right now my conversations are so boring with people. They're just menfolk are boring. so far in my life. It's just surface BS. Joking around is fun, whatever. Haha. LOL. But yeah, thank God. Thank God to the goddesses of the gods. Like, thank God I have Asiel the Oracle in my life. Like, everyone, get yourself a gay man friend. I'm telling you, get yourself a gay man friend, because he is so beautiful. I'm so glad I have him in his life. And it's not because he's gay, it's because he's who he is. But I'm just saying, it's nice. It is nice to have him in my life. He really is like my perfect friend. And yeah, we have a lot of things in common. We both love Oracle decks and men. So, but yeah, you know what? It's like a spiritual friendship. It's someone who I can talk to about my aha moments. I can introspect and then share what I've discovered. And he is on the same path as me. And he gets it and he understands and he knows when to uplift me. And we know when to call each other out on bullshit. And we literally keep those positive vibes going with each other. We know we're always there if we need each other. It's my most in tune relationship, friendship. Just incredible. I couldn't even imagine my life without him. So anyways, Violet's saying, make sure that you are sharing things with the right people, right? I know I can tell him things about like my craziest thoughts that other people would want to lock me up for, right? But him, he'd be like, yes, and I see the message in there. And you know what I mean? Like, we'll figure it out together. And then we move on and go on to something different. So anyways, shout out to Asiel the Oracle. He has some videos on YouTube. He is a musician. Check him out. He's beautiful. So, nerdy, na. Violet flowers can be prepared as a litmus test for the soil, helping to determine its alkalinity. So that's pretty interesting. You can probably search that up and see how to do that. Use your heart as a kind of litmus test to help you discern when and where it is safe to open up. So that is this inner guidance, this inner discernment, knowing when it's right for you to share. Right, it's the right type of energy for you to open up and be vulnerable in, right? Not that you can't always be interacting, but I mean when your heart says it's good to go, it's good to go. So after social events, it is important to retreat into your own private world. Make introspection a daily habit by journaling, meditating, doing yoga, or creating any other regular spiritual practice. Being in nature is of great benefit. The closer you are to the ground, the better. So lay down a blanket and enjoy a picnic or kneel upon the forest floor to get a closer look at what grows there. You might even stumble upon a violet. Stillness and inward reflection are the keys to keeping your balance at this time. Take care not to be swept up into others' goals, projects, or problems. You need to stay true to yourself. And this weekend it was a little chilly, but I wrapped a blanket around me just to go out into the yard, put up my folding chair because the ground is so wet, and read my book. Started a new book. Now I'm on to The Love for the Unadulterated Soul by Tina Lee Spalding. So I finished my big magic book by Elizabeth Gilbert, moving back to some Tina Louise Spalding books that I have been encouraged to read again. And I love reading outside, listening to the birds, having the wind blow on me. That's where I want to spend my afternoons. So rest assured that when the time is right, you will be able to share more of yourself with the world. Your unique perspective and refined sensibility will eventually draw you into groups of people who truly appreciate you. Violet does not indicate a thwarting of your creative efforts, simply a period of waiting for the right time to share them. Introspection is the key to protection at this time. Do not allow your desire to be appreciated get in the way of your deeper purpose. I'm just going to repeat that again for myself, because this was something that I had to learn as a young mother, right? I wanted my family, my husband, to appreciate me, and that never happened. So I learned how to appreciate myself. But every once in a while, as you know, the human ego happens to do this, we want to still be appreciated, right? So Violet is saying, do not allow your desire to be appreciated get in the way of your deeper purpose. Okay, be aware of it. Be aware of that ego wanting to be appreciated, and, deal with it by appreciating yourself, really, and staying focused on your deeper purpose. By staying balanced and whole within, you pave the way for higher connection and belonging in the future. Well, that all sounds great to me. I mean, it'll help us move on to our second card too. Wouldn't that be nice to attract the right type of belonging in situations and people and energy? And, she never said this word, but confidence too, right? Not to be shy, to share whenever you feel called to. I like the energy of Violet. I really, really, really do. And like I said 100 times before, I love to eat it. I love to eat Viola odorato, wood violet, sweet violet, common violet, Banafsa. All right, so we're in the Hedge Witch's Field Guide. Let's see what she has to add to it. She says that they've used the leaves and flowers for just centuries for cosmetic fragrances and perfumes. I don't normally smell them. I'm too busy eating them. All right, I'll smell them. I mean, yeah, they smell good, I guess, because they taste good. But it's not like I go around smelling violets. If I see one, I pretty much straight up eat it. It's a challenge for me to gather enough violet flowers to dry, because I'm just nom, 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 But I know a lot of people who like to make them into syrups. That syrup would be good for congestion, coughing, and sore throats, the violet syrup. The sweet violet has some salicylic acid in it, an ingredient used to make aspirin and commercial acne treatments. So that's interesting that maybe eating these flowers will help with headaches and migraines and insomnia. Where the heck were my violet flowers last night? Because I could not sleep, but I was charged up. The viola flowers are also edible and used as food additives. They can be eaten raw, in salad, made into jelly. They can be added to chocolates and candies. They can make an essential oil from the flowers and leaves to make perfume and breath fresheners. Interesting. Violet candies and breath fresheners were very popular in Victorian times. I did not know that. You need so many flowers, right? But they use the leaves too. All right, I'm going to have to smell my violets a little bit closer next time. You can candy your own violets at home. Just gather the blossoms, wash them gently. Who does that? But this says wash them gently and then set them on a paper towel to dry. I might start washing more things now that Zen wants to pee on everything. Osceol's dog. I might actually maybe start washing a little bit more of my backyard edibles. Let's see. I should have been washing them anyways. Combine 1 cup of sugar and 1 cup of water and simmer in a saucepan until the sugar is dissolved. Remove it from the heat. Some people add a tablespoon of rose water or orange blossom water at this point. And then using tweezers, dip each violet in the syrup and set on wax paper to dry. While the flowers are still tacky, sprinkle them with a fine dusting of castor sugar and then let them dry and store them in an airtight container. So these candied flowers make a wonderful garnish for cakes and other confections. Honestly, that seems like too much work to ever ask myself to do that. Like, I would never do that. Unless it was like a very special occasion that I needed them for on the cake, like on my birthday cake. I should now that I said that out loud, I should make myself do that for myself, like as sweet punishment. So it's the violet. It's our herb of the week. It's lovely. It's sweet smelling. It's sweet tasting, especially when you're loading it with syrup and sugar. Jesus. It attracts humans as well as butterflies and bees. So it's very attractive. That's its oracle message, attract. Ms. Thompson says, this plant reminds me of the adage about catching more flies with honey than with vinegar, nudging us toward diplomacy instead of confrontation. While I definitely believe in standing up for oneself and voicing opinions, I've also learned the value of making space for others, being considerate, and simple civility. Often others will gravitate towards us and be more attracted to us if we just allow them the space to do so. And that is true. That is totally true. You can definitely attract more flies with honey than vinegar. And maybe we all be reminded of that, and it is so sweet to hold space for others, to be there and feel safe to do that. So just like our first violet card was talking about us feeling vulnerable and only sharing to the right people, how about now us being the right people for other people to share with, right? Can other people be vulnerable with us because they feel safe to do that, because we're civil and neutral and sweet instead of confrontational, and you know what I mean? Like, if nobody's sharing anything with you in your life, that's a good thing to introspect and contemplate. Well, am I giving them the space to do that? Am I approachable? Right? Does my energy attract people? Do they want to be around me? So she says that this card reminds her of the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles. Fierce, powerful ladies who also know how to nurture and, of course, attract others. So even the creative and romantic Knight of Cups is also a good card for Violet. So yeah, are we nurturing? Are we attracting? We can still be powerful, but are we also considerate? And yeah, do people gravitate toward us because we allow them this safe space to do so? Ooh, see? This card is making me introspect even more than our introspection card, but that's okay. That's how this works. All these cards are going to work together. But yeah, are you being honey? Are you being honey? Or are you being vinegar? We all know the answer to that. Okay, so finally, let's finish with Eve, and then I'll figure out what Violet's affirmations are. They're there. I just need to sometimes sit and stare out the window and figure them out. Yeah, this card is awesome. It is Eve. She is in the garden. There's a male and female peacock, one on each side of her. There's 2 trees behind her. It's very balanced. energy card. There is a snake busting out of an egg, I think, now that I look closer. This vessel that she's holding, it's like a picture of lovers on it, painted on it. There's the Egyptian eye, there's a cross, there's a yin yang. And in front of Eve is the eaten apple core. All right, so let's talk about this archetype Eve. Perhaps no creation myth has been more damaging to women and the feminine principle than the story of Eve in paradise. So let's see what the power of flowers has to say about that. Her story, this Eve story, must be retold, minus its patriarchal trappings. And this new story must be deeply implanted in the hearts and minds of humanity, so that ultimately we may achieve a true balance of masculine and feminine principles. So Eve, like, even if you're not religious, you've probably heard of her from the Bible, the book. She like ate a piece of fruit she wasn't supposed to and got her ass booted out of the garden, pretty much. Eve was once known as goddess of all living things. It is said that she wove the material of the cosmos into her various offspring, each of whom embodied something of her inner life and purpose. The world tree from which she allegedly ate was heralded by the ancients as a symbol of spiritual equilibrium and immortality. In eating from the tree, Eve nourished herself with nature's love for her and for all humanity. So yeah, I mean, what type of patriarchal bullshit is that story? It really is. You telling me she couldn't go get herself a piece of fruit without you guys giving her a hard time? So what's the new story, right? The new story is she went to the world tree, a symbol of spiritual equilibrium, of immortality. And in eating from this tree, she nourished herself with nature's love for her and all humanity. Like, that fruit was for the eating, for all of us. So the goddess of all living things, Eve. So what she's doing, now that I see she does have an instrument in her hand, she's weaving, she's painting, she's creating, she's weaving the material of the cosmos, okay? And so she's putting all her aspects of herself, her energy, into her creations. All right, so that's the archetype that's on the card, but we want to focus on Violet. I don't want to ruffle all my Christian listeners. Do I have any? Like, sometimes if you are a Christian, I mean, and anyone who isn't even, if you're just affected at 11:20 poo, where I'm at, by these stories, these biblical stories that have affected and infused all of our psyches, whether we're Christians or not, Christianity has affected us all. Everything's based on it, okay? So it's like we really do need to take another look at these stories and start to retell the most damaging ones. And I mean, what they did to Eve and then again to like Mary Magdalene was just utter bullshit. And it was the controlling men of the church that rewrote those fucking stories to serve their own patriarchal purposes. All right, so moving on. Moving on and ending with our beautiful Violet. See, Violet is like, she may not gonna say, I'm maybe not gonna say much, but if she needs to say it, she's gonna say it. She's going to step up and share herself when she needs to share. And even though she is like we learned first off, even though she is a delicate perennial flower, she is powerful medicine. She can dissolve cysts and help with so many things in the body. She is to be respected, and so is every single woman, including Eve. So anyways, let's see. The heart-shaped leaves, they hug the earth, right? So this is a message for us to get balanced, get grounded. We want our divine masculine and divine feminine to be in balance within us and, of course, the world. But we each got to do our own part with that. So let's talk about the flower essence of violet again. We mentioned earlier it could be for like people who are extremely shy, like devastatingly, cripplingly shy. Also I feel like too she's got some more things that she can offer. So let's see what the Power of Flowers says. As an elixir, the violet is especially attuned to highly evolved and fragile souls, those with acute sensitivity to their surroundings. Its flower essence helps us to stay true to ourselves and open to our environment, protecting us from the seduction of fear, denial, and addiction. The violet's heart-shaped leaves attract a quality of sweetness which it offers to humanity through its delicate scent. So our healing today from violet, an inverted heart-shaped sweet-smelling violet leaf representing devotion and transcendent wisdom covers Eve's heart. So she's got a violet in the picture. She's got a violet leaf over her heart, representing devotion and transcendent wisdom. She has come to you today to offer you the opportunity for true liberation at all levels. You are invited into Eve's sacred garden, where you too may attune to the callings of your own life mission. This is your opportunity to consider how you might weave the world as you become one with the awareness and the unfolding of a new feminine consciousness. So as you connect with these higher energies, it's now your opportunity to create the world, to weave into the world the energies that you want, now that you have the awareness and the unfolding of a new feminine consciousness. So to end the podcast, a sweet little blessing from Violet. Garden of Violets is a paradise where the reverence of Eve is reborn. With passion and self-love within me, I embody the beauty of Earth's purity. Within my soul, I am free. Whew. Yeah, you know that's going to be one of our affirmations. I am free. I am free. I am free to just roll with this passion and self-love within me. Ooh, I love it. So thank you so much for hanging out. Violet is our herb of the week. Introspection, attraction, all types of wonderful things that we can sit with this week and really think about how that applies to us. So anyways, thanks again. Now I will write our affirmations and we'll do that. And I will enjoy this rainy day, and I'm looking forward to enjoying another week with you at Ho. I appreciate you. I appreciate these herbs. I appreciate these oracle cards and these messages that just keep on lining us up with more of our own beautiful energy. I'm like beyond thankful. Like, whoa. This affirmation minute is brought to you by our sweet herb of the week, Violet, and I lovingly dedicate them all to you. Thank you so much for hanging out. I am free. I attract the right people with my honey vibes. I create safe spaces for others to openly share with me. I honor my time to retreat and nourish myself. I use discernment and good timing for all my interactions. I look inside for my guidance. I am free. I attract the right people with my honey vibes. I create safe spaces for others to openly share with me. I honor my time to retreat and nourish myself. I use discernment and good timing for all my interactions. I look inside for my guidance. And so it is.